You are now tuned in to Go Time Dolphins with Charlie Touche and Kadeem Simmons, the Miami Dolphins podcast that's for the fans and by the fans.
Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's show time. Going all out when it's go time. Go. I ain't wasting no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's show time. Cause it's your time. Lay it on the line when it's go time. Go. Don't waste no time.
I just think we get off, before we really dive into the episode. Happy belated birthday to
Moya TV. I beat you. hey, happy birthday. Shout out to Moya TV. You know what I'm saying? He's he followed the channel, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to you, bro. I just wanted to beat Kadeem to it, but you're not just gonna just jump up here and say, oh, nah, bro, not yet. So shout out to happy belated birthday. He had a birthday over the weekend, and it was Memorial Weekend over here in the States. So shout out to you. You know, we said we're gonna shout out to everybody who mentions their birthday. Y'all, if y'all want to shout out on Go Time Dolphins, leave your birthday in the comments, and we'll get to y'all, man, for sure. Shout you out on the podcast. Shout out to you though.
Are you done? I'm
like
this is like episode 197. I always start the show, and you just had. Okay, so yeah, happy belated birthday. Also, so a few people commented on the last video with X about their music choice. So shout out to Liz Meyer, who said her playlist would be Lizzo, It's About Damn Time. And I was just like, we're not doing Lizzo. Like, no. Top Gun theme song, Kenny Loggins, Highway to the Danger Zone. I only found out a few months ago that was what was said. Like, I always thought was I went to the danger zone, not highway to. Like, that makes no sense. It's I went to the danger zone. Like, not like it's stupid. No, so yeah, good songs. And then Moya TV also said if I was at football practice and someone started playing some Boys Man or R. Kelly, we're not doing R. Kelly. Like, that's something I'm not trying to play no R. Kelly. But some Boys to Men, like, especially like we're stretching, you're getting loose and limber. Why not get loose and limber to some R. Kelly? What's wrong with that?
Listen, bro. It's Go Time Dolphins, the Miami Dolphins podcast that goes not only across the pond, but across the world. I'm your boy, Charlie Touche. I got my co-host, Kadeem Simmons, with me. It's always for the fans and by the fans. Shout out to all the new listeners. Shout out to the old listeners. Shout out to everyone who leaves comments for us. We appreciate y'all. Shout out to Liz, though. She came at us in the last the comment section. She said we all gonna be eating crow. I read that like, hey, hold on, we don't gotta eat crow. You know what I'm saying? Like, we believe the Dolphins are going to the playoffs. And I don't think there's no one here that thinks the Dolphins are going worse than 12-5. So I think we're going to go at least 12-5. We're going to make it to the playoffs. We're not just going to make the playoffs. We're going to win playoff games this year. So, yeah, I'm ready for it. And once you make it to the dance, anything can happen. How durable is your team? What's the depth look like on your team? So I like our chances. And mind you, I'm the person who said Tua is going to bring us a championship in his rookie contract. I believe that. That's just not just me spitballing. Like, I believe Tua is going to be our quarterback and bring us a ring during his rookie contract. Not just, oh, Tua's going to be our quarterback. He's going to bring us a ring. It's coming very soon, might I add. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, shout out to everybody who left comments in the previous episode, man. Let's address the giveaway a little earlier this time, though. Jaylen Waddle jersey giveaway. It's here, and it's easy. It's simple. If you want to win a Jaylen Waddle jersey, all you have to do is email us at gotimedolphins@gmail.com. Tell us how many receptions Jaylen Waddle had in his rookie season, and also tell us the team that he scored his first touchdown against. That's it. And you will enter to win a Jaylen Waddle jersey fit to size. You will get your size. You don't have to worry about getting a 3X Jaylen Waddle jersey and not knowing what to do with it. You tell us your size, and we'll send it to you. And maybe we'll have you even on the podcast, and you can shout us out like, "Oh, look what I want from Go Time Dolphins." Who knows? For everyone new, I know might be a first, second time coming around. Go Time giveaways is where it's at. We had what else we gave away so far, Kadeem? Jakeem Grant.
Jakeem Grant.
Game worn gloves.
Yeah. Javon Holland, friend of the podcast, Javon Holland cleats, match worn cleats. We're still giving away, or people will be getting free Dolphins merch in the very near future, and then we have other ones coming up very soon. Although you didn't tell them where to reach us. You said, just tell us, answer 2 questions, but where
I said at gotimedolphins@gmail.com.
No, you didn't.
See?
And okay.
See, Kadeem? See, Kadeem? Like, listen. I'm going to say it again, but for those who don't know, Kadeem diligently and meticulously edits our work. Shout out to Kadeem for putting in the extra credit. You know what I'm saying? He does the extracurricular activity on our podcast. So he's across the pond, lives in London, born and raised in London. Well, I think he lives outside London. I don't know. We're not gonna put a timestamp on it or a location on it. We're not gonna pin it. You know what I'm saying? But he's a Londoner. You know what I'm saying? And 5 hours ahead, he still does the edit work. Shout out to you, sir. But at the same time, you missed it. I did say gotimedolphins@gmail.com. And when you edit it, you're gonna see I said it.
And that's fine. That's fine. Okay. And if you said it, I think this episode, I'm putting any mistakes down to it being my dad's birthday. We went out for dinner. I had oysters. I had like scallops. I had like prawns. But I was drinking. I'm a bit of sours, had some wine. Hence why I've got like the glass of water with me right now. So yeah, I literally just got back, jumped straight in the pod. So yeah, before we really dive into anything, I've got my question for you this week, and answer truthfully in the comments below. So it's what now? June 1st, yeah? June 1st. You get a phone call from the Dolphins. We need you to play quarterback for the season. You're going to come in now, full training camp, full preseason, and you're going to play 17 games. 17 games, every snap. You're not going to get injured. How many touchdowns do you throw? In the 17-game season, full preseason behind you, full training camp, you, Charlie Touche, you people in the comments, you being who you are, how many touchdowns do you throw? I'm not going to ask for interceptions. How many touchdowns do you throw in a 17-game season?
I'm going to be real with you. You know I have a lot of confidence in myself. I do. I feel like I'm an athlete. I feel like I still got something in the tank. I feel like I could get 5 strikes in on a UFC fighter. I believe I could ride up Javon Holland, friend of the podcast, Javon Holland. Shout out to friend of the podcast, Javon Holland. We gave away some game-worn Javon Holland autograph cleats. I would never do anything to disrespect my dog, but I would still line up against him and shake him up. I believe I could do that. I'm not scoring no touchdowns. I'm not throwing no touchdowns. Kadeem. Like, come on, bro. I'm realistic, bro. I'm logical. I'm rational, bro. I'm not scoring no touchdowns. Listen, I'm not scoring. I'm not passing any touchdowns. I'm not gonna have any passing touchdowns. And I would like to see whoever comments on this and says they're gonna have some passing touchdowns, because that's the quarterback you need when I come to London, Kadeem.
Do you not think even like if you throw a screen to Raheem Mostert or Jaylen Waddle and they do the rest of the work? If you throw a screen and they run it in for 70 yards, that's a passing touchdown.
All right, here's the thing, Kadeem. You asked a real question. I'm giving you a real answer.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna have any passing touchdowns, and we're going 0-17. Like, we're gonna suck. It's not gonna happen. We're gonna suck, but it'll be fun for me. I'm gonna have a blast. I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm gonna live it up. But the Dolphins are gonna be trash, and not because I'm trash, but just because I'm not an NFL player and I'm not at that caliber. But I might have some rushing yards. I'm gonna have a whole gang of rushing yards. for sure. And
See,
maybe
right,
not a
see,
gang, maybe
see,
not a gang of rushing yards, but I'm gonna have some rushing yards.
I think so. Again, I've never ever played a game of football before, ever. I've like messed around and thrown a football, and it's been ugly. I reckon there is no way I'm throwing any passes through the air for 10 plus yards. Like, and when I mean through the air, I mean I might throw to, you know, Jaylen Waddle on a bubble screen and he might take it 10 yards, but I'm taking like me throwing it through the air and someone catching it. I'm not doing that. That's just not going to happen. I might get, 3 or 4 touchdowns passing. And again, that's not because I've done anything. That's because it's been, an RPO, and it's been, I've pulled it back. Jaylen Waddle, do what you got to do. Like, don't even try that. Most of the time, I'm probably going to be on the floor with my helmet back to front, so I can't even see anything because I've been sacked. So, again, I thought it would be a fun question. Let us know in the comments how many NFL touchdowns would you throw in a 17-game season in this Miami Dolphins team with this offensive line, tight ends, wide receivers, running, all that kind of stuff. How many touchdowns would you throw?
Kadeem, we're not just gonna sun past the fact that you had an interesting revelation. You said you never played American football before?
No, never. Ever.
All right. So this is good, because we just mentioned some of the giveaways we had on the show, and we're going to mention some more giveaways. We had Javon Holly giveaway. We had autographed cleats. We had Jakeem Grant game-worn Jakeem Grant gloves. It was actually Jakeem Grant's best game too. I think he scored 2 touchdowns that game. Had like 6 receptions. Had 2 returns, 1 punt return, 1 kick return. It was his best game as a Dolphin. I guess we haven't given away much, but we got some more giveaway. We got the Holland jersey giveaway coming up. We got some Dolphin slides coming up. We got Waddle jersey right now. We gave away some merchandise just for being fans, and we're not going to give away all the giveaways. We're not going to tell you all the giveaways coming up, but we have a PS5 giveaway coming up. That's right, a PS5 giveaway. And Kadeem, this is how the PS5 giveaway came about. Kadeem said he can catch how many? I don't even know how many passes Kadeem has to catch on me. But we're not going to hold on. We're not going to, because we still got a show to do. We're not going to go all the way through the layout of the PS5 bet, because it's not right now. But the fact that you said you can go up against me in American football and have never played, and you will put your PS5 on the line, Kadeem. What are you on, bro?
Okay, see, this is where, and again, we're not going to get into the full details, yeah, but the whole thing was, catching 10 passes and defending 10 passes.
Mm-hmm.
While that is part of American football, don't forget, I played in goal in soccer. So I am used to crosses and corners coming in and me going up and grabbing the ball. Like, that's one thing I can do. So if someone's thrown a ball in the air and me just going, from my soccer background, keepers, thank you very much. Yeah. Like, and same way, I've never been in an actual, football game. I'm in no way saying that it's easy to run any type of route. I'm in no way saying that it's easy. I can do it in my sleep. But again, I'm not going to give away my tactics. But if it's in a how many catches can you make in 10 throws, I will do stuff to make sure that I catch 10 passes, or try to catch as many passes as possible. Same way, I know you've played soccer and stuff like that, but I doubt you've played many genuine soccer games, and yet we're having a penalty shootout. So that's like me saying, so what? How many soccer games have you played compared to, like, this is what I do. I'm about that life.
That's
so,
fair.
Yeah,
that's fair. I will say this, Kadeem. The last time I played soccer, I was in high school. I should have just said when I played soccer instead of putting the years on it. but it was a long time ago. And that was like one time in like JROTC class. It was just a rec day. And then the last time before that, I was not even a teenager. But I'm going to put them in the back of the net when I go up against you in PKs. I promise you that. So listen, man. Listen, I got these cleats here that I never showed on the podcast. And we were supposed to get these things away. And it's funny how they tie into the podcast. Because Kadeem thinks one thing, and I think another thing. And shout out to Jakeem Grant for these cleats. We got these cleats from Jakeem Grant. And I'll just show them to you. Can y'all see those Power Ranger cleats from Jakeem Grant? And the Blue Ranger's not on here, and I don't appreciate it. I don't appreciate having the Blue Ranger's not on here. But what you got, Kadeem?
Bear with me 2 seconds. Like, give me 2 seconds. I want to have a look at something.
You see this? See what I got put up with? Kadeem want to have a look at something. So
like some of those cleats. So I've got my football cleats or my football boots, but like the Adidas as well. So I was having a look and seeing how similar they are. Now, obviously, I don't have no Power Rangers on them, but so it's more. So the other day I was thinking, new football season coming up. And these these football boots are fine. But I was like, could I get away with wearing like NFL cleats playing football? Because like I don't know if the bottom's similar or anything like that. But no, back to Jakeem Grant's cleats. We discussed it with Tom when Tom was on the show.
Yeah.
And obviously me being me and me being correct 99% of the time, the best Power Ranger is either the white or the green Ranger. I would accept either one. I would just about allow the Red Ranger. So it's no surprise that former wide receiver 1, Jakeem Grant, had Tommy on his cleats because Tommy was that guy. So, yeah, it makes perfect sense to me. Jakeem Grant, sorely missed in Miami. And if it's only missed because he has immaculate taste in Power Rangers, then so be it.
Kadeem, I'm going to be real with you. Hey, you just said football boots. Y'all don't call them cleats?
No, boots.
Okay. And the studs are on the bottom of them. It looks like our cleats are a lot longer than the studs at the bottom. So do you play on turf or like some type of pellets? The pellets, or is it actual grass?
So these ones are for grass, but like if the grass is quite hard. I've got other ones, and they're basically the exact same as this, but they've got metal studs on the bottom, and those metal studs are for basically typical English weather. It's muddy, there's different soles for different turf, I guess. So those will be my summer playing on grass, and it's pretty hard grass, or it's not that wet, but I still need something for grip and stuff like that.
What was the brand of your cleats? I
see what you did there.
What brand, bro?
Adidas.
Hey, shout out to England. Shout out to everybody in London with the accents and different pronunciations. That's what's up. Obviously, we call them Adidas. But yeah, man. So hey, here we go. This guy, bro. We can't even start the podcast.
What do you call these?
Nike.
Not doing this. Nike.
Okay, they're Nikes. They're Nikes. What you got, man?
It's a weird one because I feel like we're now fully in the things have died down stage. OTA, they're kind of closing up. There's just not much, and much of the discourse around the NFL is more just like ranking players, who you think you can have a good season, all that kind of stuff. We've still got our quarterback ranking to have very, very soon. But I think it's more just a case of I've been seeing a lot of questions around what who had the best secondary in the NFL, who had the best wide receiver core in the NFL, and I wouldn't want to get into every single position group right now because that's, I guess, don't have time for that. But I kind of want to focus on the wide receivers because what we've seen is that prior to his trade to Miami, Tyreek Hill was kind of seen as a top 5 wide receiver. Like, no one would really say he's 1 or 2, but he's definitely, in the top 5. If you didn't have him in your top 5, you 100% had him in your top 10. And he joined Miami, and everyone's kind of gone, he's actually not that good, It's all Patrick Mahomes. And it's just like, okay, cool. Like, this is what we're doing. So, I think a lot of people, I saw a few, sites say that the Dolphins have a top 3 wide receiver core in, Jaylen, Waddle, Cedric Wilson, Tyreek Hill, and stuff like that. Where would you rank these wide receivers compared to the rest of the league? And we kind of discussed this before, but who would be your, I guess, dark horse this season, a wide receiver for the Dolphins?
Where would I rank the Dolphins receiving core in the league? That's kind of tough. Hey, can you pull up I guess just all 32 teams, so I can just look at all 32 teams, not the rosters. I just need all 32 teams in front of us, so I can go like that. But as far as the dark horse on the team, I'm gonna say Cedric Wilson. Ezukanma has a clearer path, in my opinion, to become a dark horse, though, because what I think is going to happen is Cedric Wilson was acquired before the Tyreek Hill trade. And people are so quick to say, oh, well, why'd you sign Cedric Wilson if you're going to do this? And now we have all these pieces, but what's Cedric Wilson getting paid $7 million for? Obviously you have to have contingency plans, and you can't wait on seeing what Deebo Samuel's going to do. If Deebo Samuel's going to get traded, if he's going to want out, you can't wait to see if KC's going to be able to resign Tyreek Hill. Like, you had to go get Cedric Wilson to improve the receiving core, and that's what we did. And then we got Tyreek Hill. So it's like, oh, okay, Chris Grier's working. So now that you have Cedric Wilson, there's an interesting conundrum we have at receiver. And Cedric Wilson is predominantly a slot receiver. He's a large slot receiver. So the question is, do you put Cedric Wilson in the slot and move Jaylen Waddle to the outside, and you have Waddle and Hill on the outside and Cedric Wilson in the slot? Or do you keep Waddle in the slot where I almost said how many receptions he had, and I would have gave it away. But everybody should know how many receptions Jaylen Waddle had. But where he got off, he broke records in the slot, and then you put someone on the outside. Now, do you try Cedric Wilson on the outside, which I believe Cedric Wilson can play outside receiver, and you keep Waddle in the slot, and you have Tyreek Hill? Now you have weapons upon weapons, and you have Tua's cushion at slot receiver, which is Waddle. I don't see why you would want to disrupt that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think we should keep Waddle there in the slot, let Tua and Waddle get off. Now you add blazing speed on the outside with Hill. You have something you could depend on with Cedric Wilson. And I know I didn't answer your question yet, but I'm getting there. My thing is Cooper Kupp, bro. We seen what happened when Cooper Kupp and Matthew Stafford had to play sandlot football in the fourth quarter of the Super Bowl. And that's what they've been doing the whole season. So to have that comfort zone in the slot receiver, we seen what Edelman used to be for number 12. You know what I'm saying? We seen what Randall Cobb used to do at his best point with Rodgers in the slot. I don't think we should put Waddle on the outside. Yeah, you could have him lined up there a couple times, show a couple different looks, but I think he should be a slot receiver. So now you have an interesting question. You just paid Cedric Wilson $7.5 million. Are you going to put Cedric Wilson on the outside? Are you going to have your rookie 4th round pick Ezukanma on the outside? Or is Preston Williams going to say, hey, I'm still Preston Williams. I'm a great value Walmart brand of Devontae Parker. I can start on the outside. What are you going to do? So I think that's a good problem to have. We finally have a good problem to have. Before, we had practice squad receivers like Isaiah Ford, no shot, but yo, he's a practice squad receiver. Shout out to Mac Hollins. He's a special teamer. You know what I'm saying? Antonio Callaway didn't even play a whole year with us. You know what I'm saying? It's like now we have a good problem to have. So for my dollar, the dark horse, who's going to win that third receiver competition? I'm going to say Cedric Wilson. And it might not be because he's on the outside, but Mike McDaniel is going to be able to move all of these pieces around so many ways and so much that Cedric Wilson is a big slot that has good hands that's going to be able to get off. As Okama is unproven, Preston Williams never plays over 8 games. I honestly don't think Preston Williams makes the team. And I did not even mention one of my favorite receivers on the team in Lynn Bowden. So it's a great problem to have. My dark horse pick will have to be Cedric Wilson.
Yeah, it's one of those things where because of the on paper strength and depth that this Dolphins team currently has and the mismatches they can have across the field, it's one of those things where it's like it's a genuine pick your poison offense. Like the now famous, Keon Crossing clip, which wasn't meant to be released, but got released. Then you see Eazy-E on the motion, and Tua try and hit him and stuff like that. If that's what they're trying to do with Eazy-E on the motion, imagine what that's going to look like for the Tyreek Hill, the Jaylen Waddle and stuff like that. I can imagine. Tyreek Hill and Jaylen Waddle aren't dark horses on this team. They're the ones that, if they don't have 1,000-yard seasons, it's like something's gone wrong. And it kind of brings it down to, like you said, the guys mentioned, Cedric Wilson, Lynn Bowden, Preston Williams, and you didn't mention Easy, but I think he's up there as well. For me, I think it's not probably. Preston Williams is, I guess, the most obvious to, be cut by the time the season starts due to how much he's owed. While I'm a big fan of him, Lynn Bowden seems like an obvious trade candidate if someone needs a wide receiver in pre-season. You're not going to be able to Cedric Wilson. So for me, it's a matter of who out of Cedric Wilson and Eazy-E can make the most of the pre-season snaps. And then when I factor in that Cedric Wilson probably won't play much in pre-season because he's more of an established player, whether they're going to want to see what Eazy-E can do, at the NFL level. I'm not saying Eazy-E is going to be this year's Preston Williams, because Preston Williams was an undrafted player. But I think by week 6, 7, 8, people will be like, yo, Eazy-E is coming along really, really nicely. And again, it's a pick your poison team that you can't double team Tyreek Hill. You can't double team Jaylen Waddle, which means that, or if you do double team either one of those guys, Mike is open, all that kind of stuff. So I just think Eazy-E could get a lot of targets simply because he's going to be wide open because teams are focused on other plays and stuff like that. So I'd say he'd be my dark horse this season. Simply because I think he'll take the league by surprise because people are focused on, the other big name players, I guess.
Bro, I think the Dolphins kept 5 tight ends last year. Hunter Long, Durham Smythe, Adam Shaheen, Stephen Carter, and our favorite, Mike Gesicki.
I think Stephen Carter was seen more as a fullback, and I think by the end of the season, he was a non-factor in general.
He's still labeled as a tight end, though.
Yeah.
My thing is, that's not happening this year.
No, not
because we actually have Alec Ingold now, a fullback. So that's going to take automatically from a tight end. Then you have depth around the whole team where you're probably not even going to keep 4 tight ends. So for us to keep 5 last year, I wonder what's going to happen with the tight end room, who you're going to keep. And what you just said about Lynn Bowden being a potential trade candidate, we love Myles Gaskin here on this podcast. A lot of people speculate he may be traded. He's in the last year of his contract as well. So it's a lot going on around the Dolphins, and it's all good conversations to have. Like, oh, we're improving, and this is why you could let go of pieces like a Lynn Bowden. You know what I'm saying? This is why you can let go of pieces like a Adam Shaheen. Like that, those are solid pieces. So my thing about Ezukanma is I like him, and I hope he has something to prove. I hope he's just not happy that he made it to the Dolphins. Oh, I made it. I'm happy I made it. Like, bro, I want him to come out and be like, oh, I need to play for my first contract. I'm starting from day one trying to get that first contract. And yes, Preston Williams was an undrafted free agent. If you guys remember, and girls, if y'all remember when Preston Williams played in the preseason, it was like, yo, we struck gold with Preston Williams. And he was falling out of bounds. He was high pointing balls. Like, the man was everything you could hope for as an undrafted wide receiver. Ezukanma shows promise. He looks so good. He looks like he could be nice. He looks like he could be a piece like, oh, we stole one in the 4th round. He looks like that. Ezukanma looks like that. I don't know if he is that, though.
Yeah.
We got to trust the coaches right now. We haven't seen anything. You know what I'm saying? It's funny how a lot of fans be like, oh, we got to see him. We got to see him. We got to, like, yo, we got coaches that we have to trust. We're not the judge and the jury. The fans, yeah, we like to be. We know how that go. We could put the quarterback in. We need to see him. Like, we don't have to see him. People see him in practice all the time. Like, people say about Igbenogany, oh, we haven't seen enough of him. How can you say he's a bust? How can you say he's not good enough? How can you say, you know what I'm saying? Like, the coaches see enough of him. We don't need to see anything. You know what I'm saying? We're fans. You know what I'm saying? We would like to see that stuff. But if I'm being real with you, I hope Ezukanma comes in and just we strike gold with Ezukanma, because his film says another thing. So my dark horse pick will be Cedric Wilson. I hope it's Ezukanma, but that's good competition. Now they could both compete for it. And now they could both say, nah, I need my touches. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully it goes that way.
Do you want me to check up the
Yeah, let's do it.
So I apologize for the website I'm getting this from. It was just the easiest one right now. So we're in Patriots land, but they had all of them and it was helpful. So apologies, don't come on my dome.
Bro, you could have got away with it, and it looks like the NFL Network anyway, NFL.com. But who you think has the best? Where do you think the Dolphins rank with the wide receiver core?
I think the Dolphins, to me, they're definitely a top 3. I can't see many teams who have a better 1-2 punch, let alone a 1-2-3 punch. I think, especially if we're not including tight ends, I think if you're chucking a tight end, the Dolphins might even move up to number 1. But that's a whole nother conversation. I think you can look at, so many teams have amazing, number 1 wide receivers. Stephon Diggs in Buffalo. Devontae Adams with the Raiders. Keenan Allen with the Chargers. Justin Jefferson with the Vikings. Scary Terry with Washington. DK Metcalf with, you can go on and on. But then when you start looking at these teams, okay, who they got at number 2, that's when it's kind of like, actually, I'm not that scared. I think if you look at the Rams with
Cooper Kupp, Allen Robinson, Cooper Kupp, Van Jefferson.
Those are the ones that's like, okay, that's going to be, you could argue, well, you haven't seen what Allen Robinson looks like, with the Rams, but you can like, well, we haven't seen what Tyreek Hill looks like in Miami. So I'm again, let us know in the comments where you think the Dolphins wide receiver trios stacked compared to the rest of the NFL. But I think, like, so Dallas have what, CD Lamb?
That's it.
Yeah, because they lost Cedric Wilson
that's it.
and Amari Cooper.
They got Michael Gallup over there in Dallas, but Gallup's not even going to play the beginning of the season. So they got Michael Gallup and CeeDee Lamb, and then they got Charlie Touche 24, Jaylen Tolbert. Yeah. Here's my thing. So you say top 5, top 3. You said top 3?
I'll say top 3. Yeah.
All right. If I'm gonna just, for people who are driving, listening to the podcast, at work, listening to the podcast, we have the luxury to look at all 32 teams in the NFL. So I'll mention them as we go. So you be like, oh yeah, I forgot about that team. But just off the top, when you're just listening to a podcast and you guys aren't checking it out on YouTube, follow us on YouTube, share, like, and subscribe. We appreciate you at Go Time Dolphins. So we'll start AFC East. We got the Bills receiving core. They got Diggs. That's cool. They got Gabriel Davis, I think his name is. He's cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a couple. I think they just got Crowder, right? Jamison Crowder. Jamison Crowder replaced Cole Beasley over there. All right, that's cool. Patriots, they don't have nobody. They just got the lemon from us. So yeah, we have the best receiving core in the AFC East. We're not even gonna mention that green team in New Jersey. Baltimore, I like this dude so much I forgot his name. Rashad Bateman, but Hollywood isn't there anymore. That could have been cool, but we got Baltimore. The Bengals have T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, and Jamar Chase. They are worthy of mentioning in this conversation. And as of today, I will still take the Dolphins receivers over the Bengals receivers. We can finally say that. We couldn't say that ever. So I take the Dolphins receiver over the Bengals receivers. Not saying it's a landslide, but I like Tyreek Hill and Waddle over Chase and T. Higgins. Then you got the Browns. Browns are interesting. They got Amari Cooper. They got Peoples Jones over there. And then they have David Bell. They just drafted. Not enough. They're just not enough over there. So yeah, I still got the Dolphins. Then you got Pittsburgh. Now Pittsburgh is interesting because I'm taking the Dolphins receivers, but they're gonna be moving on from Deontay Johnson. That's why they drafted Carl Pickens from Georgia, or is it George Pickens? I think it's George Pickens from Georgia. They drafted Pickens from Georgia in the second round, and they also drafted Calvin Austin in Pittsburgh too. So they got Calvin Austin, Pickens, Deontay Johnson, and Chase Claypool. I like the Dolphins to be more top heavy, but the Steelers are way deeper at receiver than us, way deeper. So that's a cool little thing that they got going on in Pittsburgh. But who's your quarterback?
Yeah,
right. So then you got Houston, nothing going on there. You got the Colts in the AFC South, the division that the Dolphins are supposed to be in, but whatever. They got who they got? What's the name? Michael Pittman.
Yeah,
Michael Pittman. They have Campbell. I forgot. Paris Campbell. That's it. That's all I'm going with. Jacksonville is cool, but it's not. They're not deep. They're not cool enough. They got the most overrated and overpaid receiver in the land, and Kirk. What's the name? Christian Kirk.
Yeah.
Marvin Jones. I love me some LaVista Chenault, and I think they got another receiver over there, but I can't remember right now. But it is what it is. They're not good enough. Tennessee don't have AJ Brown anymore. The Broncos are worthy of being in this conversation. They have Jerry Jeudy. They have KJ Hamler. They have Cortland Sutton. And then they have, what's this dude named? Tim. Let's see how far I could go back in my Tim Patrick. What? Hey, boy, I'm coming off the dome with all these names.
Patrick is nice as well.
Yeah, I love Patrick, actually. And they could have moved on from Sutton to start Patrick. So Broncos offense with Dangerous and Javonte Williams, don't sleep on the Broncos in the AFC West. Then you got the Chiefs. They don't have enough over there anymore. We took their dudes. You got Oakland, you got Las Vegas. I'm sorry. They got Tate. That's it. And then you have the
Now,
Chargers.
who's the white kid in
Hunter Renfrow.
Yeah, I think Hunter Renfrow's nice as well. But
Oh
again,
yeah, for sure. So they also had Zay Jones. I don't know if Zay Jones is back in Oakland and back in Vegas, but I like Zay Jones. I kind of wanted Zay Jones to come to Miami.
Zay Jones is in Jacksonville.
I said they had someone else over there. So all right, he's not enough though. They have a lot of pieces, but depth is cool. I love depth. You need depth. Oh no. I thought I did something, boy. I don't want to know what I thought I did. Hey, but anyway, so the Chargers are also in this conversation because they have Keenan Allen and Mike Williams.
Yeah,
and I think that gives the Dolphins a run for their money. I still take the Dolphins over the Chargers, and I think the closest team that I mentioned, and we just wrapped up the AFC, the closest team to the Dolphins so far that I mentioned is just the Broncos, and I think we got the Broncos. You agree, right?
I think the Broncos and the Bengals.
Yeah, I take the Bengals over the Broncos though.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Wait. I take the Broncos over the Bengals. I know y'all gonna come at my dome for that one, but I'll take the Broncos receivers over the Bengals receivers. I think there's more depth in Denver, and I don't think it's I take everybody in Denver over T. Higgins. But let's go to the NFC. Nobody on the Cowboys. CeeDee Lamb, cool. Okay. The Giants have a gang of receivers, bro. They got Kadarius Toney. They got Kenny Galladay. They have someone else they just got this year. Oh, they got my boy from Two Shades 24. Wan'Dale Robinson.
Yeah,
they got that. It's cool, but it's unproven, to say the least. It's unproven. Can't say they're top heavy or anything. It's just unproven, and that could be because of their quarterback issues. So I'm still giving it to the Dolphins. It's cool that they have those weapons because Brian Daboll is going to get off over there. So Brian Daboll get him himself a quarterback, and that's better than Danny Nichols. Yeah, the Giants will be coming up. The Eagles have AJ Brown and Devontae Smith. Not good enough, but I see you, Philly. Then you got Washington, not good enough. You got Chicago. I can only name one receiver from Chicago. Can you name a receiver other than Darnell Mooney?
No.
All right, then we'll keep pushing. You got Detroit in the NFC North, and they have Amon-Ra St. Brown, Two Shades 24, Amon-Ra St. Brown. They also have DJ Chark in Detroit, and they also have one more other person, but it's not enough to put them over the top. And just name all these teams, it's like, all right, this is the whole episode, really. But we're gonna keep it pushing. So Green Bay, we know what they don't have in Green Bay. So we'll go to Minnesota. They got Justin Jefferson and an aging Adam Thielen. Still not enough for the Dolphins. Atlanta, they don't even have receivers. So
depends with Calvin Ridley out for the season.
Calvin Ridley, they had Kyle Pitts, but he's not a receiver. Tight ends ain't in this conversation. You got the Carolina Panthers, Robbie Anderson, Terrence Marshall, and DJ Moore. Yeah, that's cool. Not enough. You got Michael Thomas in New Orleans with Jarvis Landry. Okay.
But still not enough.
It's not enough, but it's cool. That's cool. Now, this is where it got real in Tampa with Chris Godwin and Mike Evans. And they have a dark horse in what's this dude's name? Johnson. Tyler Johnson in Tampa. So they got a dark horse in Tyler Johnson in Tampa. He doesn't get enough snaps. But they got Chris Godwin and Mike Evans. It's enough to if someone said.
So I know people like Russell Gage as well. I don't like him like that, but I know people think like he's a nice piece as well.
I think there's people out there that can make the argument, oh, Tampa has a better receiving core than the Dolphins. And I wouldn't be able to argue it back. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I would not argue that.
But again, I think probably 1 and 2, yes. But it's that third one. If we're talking trios, like
I mean, we could talk the whole. We could. Well, you did say trio for the conversation. You did say trio,
yeah.
but if we talking about the whole receiving court, like just 1 through 6 of receivers, the Dolphins have it.
Yeah.
But it's just all opinionated. Anyway, we go down to the NFC South and we'll wrap it up here. Arizona has Hollywood Brown and DeAndre Hopkins as well as Rondale Moore. That's pretty dope if you ask me. And I'm not gonna lie, I think that's my winner. I ain't gonna lie to you. If I had to pick a receiving core, we're not talking about Hopkins is suspended. We're just talking about who has the best receiving core in the league. I think it's the Arizona Cardinals. A lot of people will disagree, but I think Rondale Moore is a sneaky piece. I think Hollywood Brown is good enough to take coverage off of. Well, obviously Hopkins is going to garner more coverage, but you have to honor Marquise Brown, and then Rondale Moore should be able to do whatever he wants to do. So then you got the Rams. We mentioned the Rams, Cooper Kupp and Van Jefferson, as well as AR-15, Allen Robinson, San Fran, Debo, whenever he decides to strap up again. They got Brandon Ayuk as well. And last but not least, to wrap it up, DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett in Seattle. And ladies and gentlemen, say what?
And I said that's a nice one too as well.
You know what? They also have Dwayne Eskridge in Seattle.
Yeah.
And I think if people going to start to find out who Dwayne Eskridge was, he was 2 Shades 24. He's going to start making a name for himself now too. And if you want my honest opinion, I think the Miami Dolphins have the second best wide receiving core in the league. I think we're behind Arizona with the first. Arizona has the best receiving core in the league. And this is all just subjectives, but I believe we have the second best receiving core in the league.
I think when you, I'll get rid of it now. When you go through, just how stacked the AFC is. Like again, it's like obviously you got the Cardinals, but in the AFC alone, you've got the Bengals, potentially got the Seahawks, which again goes back to how important it is to have 2 good corners on your roster, and then a secondary. I think next episode or in their episode, very, very soon, looking at secondaries as well, because I think the Dolphins are once again up there of like a top 2-3 secondary, but we're not going to get through that right now. But I think the Dolphins on paper should have a stacked receiver group, which, and again, no disrespect to the guys who were in the building last year, but if someone goes down, the next guy up isn't a special team or a practice squad player. Like, even though Preston Williams can't play more than 8 games, you'd rather have him than some of the other guys we've had to put out there over the past few years.
For sure.
So if Preston, if we're saying that Preston Williams might not make the team, you're going to go, okay, then there's some good receivers on the roster. Where even last season, if we're like Preston Williams doesn't make the team, it's like, oh wow, like who's getting in the head of Preston Williams?
Here's my thing, Kadeem. I'm gonna spoil the DB episode now. Dolphins have the best DBs in the league. I think we have the number 1 secondary in the league. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, I don't know who you're gonna throw out there, but I think we have the best secondary in the league, and I think it's gonna be proven this year. I think we're gonna prove it this year. And if now that I say it like that, if you have the best secondary in the league and what I think is the second best receiving core in the league, what's not to like? You know what I'm saying? And that's why I say when you match up, styles make fights. And when you match up teams against the Dolphins, that's why I say you have to have a team that have good enough receivers to give our DBs problems, but then you also have to have a good enough defense to stop our offense. And for the past 3 years, we haven't had an offense. So that's why, it was easy matchups. But now that you have an offense that you have to worry about, and you have a defense that's going to be a top 10 defense this year, this will be the first top 10 offense that the Dolphins have had in like 20 years. True story. It's going to be the first top 10 offense you've had in 20 years, and your defense is going to be a top 10 offense. Shout out to same old Dolphins, top 10 offense, top 10 defense. what like we're gonna do this now. So yes, we're going to the playoffs. Yes, we're winning the playoff game. And I think we're gonna make a run. And once you just got to get to the dance, you never know who's gonna get hurt during the season for us or for another team, right? But we're gonna get into bonus time, man. Y'all come on over to bonus time with us. We appreciate y'all rocking with us as always. Share, like, and subscribe. We appreciate you for real, for real. Y'all know what time it is. Stay positive, test negative. For Kadeem Simmons, I'm Charlie Touche. Thank you for tuning in this time. Make sure you catch us next time on Go Time. Already.
Make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's show time. Going all out when it's go time. Go. I ain't wasting no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's show time. Cause it's your time. Lay it on the line when it's go time. Go. Don't waste no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's show time. Going all out when it's go time.
I think that DB episode could be a lot of fun. Off the top of my head, I think the only team that kind of really can match the Dolphins will be like the Ravens. That Ravens secondary, again, on paper, looks like it's going to cause problems. But again, we'll see how that season goes. We'll get into it next episode, all that kind of stuff. So I have decided that in the next 7 days, in the next 14 days, not only am I going to watch Ace Ventura, but I'm going to watch it with my son as well. So, like, you know what? We can both watch it. He might enjoy it. If he doesn't enjoy it, it is what it is. But that's one of my plans over the next 14 days.
Hey, we need that applause, right? Like we need the applause drop right now. Like we finally got the co-host of a Dolphins podcast to finally watch Ace Ventura. Like, you off the hook because you're from London. You live in London, you're from London, so you off the hook. But you're no longer off the hook now. You can't be going into your third year of a Miami Dolphins podcast and not see Ace Ventura. Bro, you made me look bad, bro.
I'm stubborn.
There's people who was looking at me like, what kind of co-host are you, Charlie Touche, that you can't even get this guy to watch Ace Ventura and he has a Dolphin podcast? Like, bro, you made us look bad, Kadeem.
Yeah, but like, I have a sports podcast. I'm a sports journalist, and I've never seen Rocky. I'm never going to watch Rocky my entire life.
You from England, so it's not as bad.
But like, or just movies in general. Like, I've never seen Indiana Jones. I'm never going to watch Indiana Jones. Never seen Rocky. Like, there's certain movies that like I'm just never like. I've never seen Mad Max. Like,
so I think Rocky is on higher up on the list than Indiana Jones. If we're talking about must watch, you know what I'm saying? And then just because you have a Dolphin podcast, Ace Ventura is higher up than all those. So I'm gonna be real with you. I got a Dolphin question though. We talked about Jaylen Waddle being at punt return, and I think it's fair to say he didn't play punt return. Although he went back there 5 times, he returned 5 punts. It's fair to say he's not the punt returner of the Dolphins, right? Do you think we put Tyreek Hill back there?
Yeah. Yeah. Because and you know what? I think same way we had that conversation last year, like, well, why would you put Jaylen Waddle there? It's that whole, and again, we saw it firsthand in Tua's rookie season. You mess around and miss an angle on Tyreek Hill, and he's gone. And I think it's, if you've got that speed, if you've got that one hit playability, why wouldn't you use it? I understand that you wouldn't want him to get hurt, but if he makes one dude miss and he could be gone, it's I'm not trying to simplify playing punt kick return, but you put the ball in his hand, be it on a punt or kick return, or be it on a 10-yard slant, you're going to try and get to the house anyway. It's, I just don't see how you can at least not have him back there, even for a fake out. Like, this is more of a college thing. Or you see them like amazing trick plays where it's like, guy punts it, and then the guy, looks like he's about to catch it, and then the camera pans to the left, and someone's gone. It's like, hold on, what? Like, no, misdirection. If you can find a way to do it with Jaylen Waddle and Tyreek Hill, I just think as a team punting the ball back to the Dolphins, because the Dolphins have once again got another 3 and out. And as you punt it, you go, do I punt it to Jaylen Waddle or Tyreek Hill? It's going at the end zone. Why would you risk it?
This the same question as last year. I don't believe Jaylen Waddle should have returned punts. One, we didn't have the depth. If he got hurt, we're down to 0 again. And then everyone's going to come at my quarterback. Oh, Tua didn't do nothing. Who did Tua have to throw to? You seen what he did with Waddle. You know what I'm saying? So put more pieces like Waddle around Tua, and you're going to have bigger and better results. I don't want to risk the makeup of our receiving core because we wanted to put Tyreek Hill at punt return. But Kadeem, bro, I want to see Tyreek Hill at punt return. Bro, every time Tyreek, I don't want to say every time, but it seems like every time Tyreek Hill was at punt return for the Chiefs, he did damage.
Yeah.
Like, don't punt it to Tyreek Hill. At least punt it out of bounds. Give us a short field. I don't think he should be on kick return at all. Tyreek Hill and Jaylen Waddle should not be at kick return at all. Now, punt return, I would not be mad if Tyreek Hill was our punt returner. I wouldn't be mad. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't want to see it. I don't want him to be our punt returner, but I wouldn't be mad. And I think this is a real good question for the comments. Should the Dolphins have Tyreek Hill at punt return this year? Leave your answer in the comments. Tell us why or why not. If you got something else, Kadeem. If you don't, I got one more thing I want to bring up.
Oh, you meant to, like, you started the show by hijacking it. You might as well end it by hijacking it as well.
I know I had to hijack it, bro.
Well, you did, so.
All right, so listen. So shout out to everyone who leaves comments on IG, on Twitter, as my co-host said it, on Twitter, and on YouTube. So we was in the comments. Well, I was in the comments. I was going through it. And our last episode, we had X on, and we were talking about Sandlot football. And some good memories of Sandlot football. And I played some football in my little day. Nothing serious, but I did. And I love football, right? And one of our listeners, and we appreciate you, left this comment on our last episode. His name is Odaris Dahidi. I hope I got your name right, bro. My bad if I didn't. But Odaris Dahidi said, that goal line stand. I could hear him say like that goal line stand. I feel you, bro. This is his comment. That goal line stand. I made a game-saving tackle on 4th and goal in overtime back in Optimus. Optimus, Kadeem, is like from like anywhere. Can I tell the man's story, bro? Without you trying to hijack this man's story?
No, again, like you laid it up. I had to do it. I apologize.
So Optimus goes from like 4 years old to probably 14 years old here in the States. And it's before you play high school football. You know what I'm saying? In high school football, you got college football. So Optimus is like Pop Warner and Pee Wee. So he says, I made a game-saving tackle on 4th and goal in overtime back in Optimus. Never will I ever forget it. And then he said, playing high school and college has nothing on that moment. You never let in. Never let them in on 4th. Like, never, just because they're on the goal line, you don't let them in. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I rock with you, Mr. Dahidi. I feel you, bro. You see it all the time in sports. Like, we should let them score so we can get the ball back. Bro, I would never subscribe to that logic. You know how, time's running out, so they're going to take a knee on the goal line. Just let them score. I don't even want to bring up that team in the Northeast, but if they would have just let them score, somebody wouldn't have another ring right now. You know what I'm saying? So never, ever, ever, ever let someone score. You play to win the game. Shout out to Herm Edwards. And we're going to end here, but I got a similar story to your Optimus story. I didn't make the game-saving tackle because I was hurt. But don't let Kadeem chill out. Chill out. So listen. This is a true story. I'm from Miramar, Florida. All right. And this was an Optimist game. My team was undefeated. I was, I don't know, anywhere from 12 years old to like 14 years old. I can't remember. We were undefeated. It's the best team Miramar Optimist has ever had, even to date. We were undefeated. We entered the season 11-0. Not only did we end the season 11-0, every game we won was a shutout. The defense never surrendered points in the entire season. This is the team I was on. This is a true story. I got newspaper clippings. Had I known I was going to tell the story, I would have told you the shit. We're going to have clippings next episode of my football team when I was in Optimist football. 11-0, never surrendered a point. Every single game we played, we shut the other team out. We played Carroll City. Everybody knows how like the rivalry between Miramar and Carroll City. We're neighbors. I was born in Carroll City. Actually, that's the house where I sat on the roof and watched the Dolphin games from the Jumbotron. Then I moved to Miramar, right, when I moved from Carroll City. So now it's a rivalry. It's the division championship. They come to our house since we're undefeated. They drove all the way down the field. It's the fourth quarter. It is 6-0. That is it. We scored once, and it was 6-0. Defense still didn't give up no points. They were on the 1 yard line for like 3 plays in a row, and the time was running out. They didn't have any timeouts left, and we kind of thought the refs were cheating. Like, yo, how is there any more time left? Time got to be running out. So they kept running the same exact play, and it's like they kept inching and getting forward more yard, like closer and closer and closer. And we like, yo, time has to run out. Division championship. And last play of the game, they ran a quarterback bootleg, naked boot to near side. And it was the linebacker on our team. His name was Nehemiah. Shout out to Nehemiah. Bro, I don't know where you are nowadays, but I'll never forget this memory. I appreciate you for this memory. Met him at the 1 yard line, him and the quarterback. It was the classic Oklahoma drill. You know what I'm saying? Met him at the 1. Nehemiah bent the backwards. They tried to line up and run another play. Time expired. Everybody ran on the field. We had apple cider. We were splashing apple cider because we won the division championship. Everybody ran on the field. It was one of the best memories I've ever had as a human. Like, and I was not even a teenager, I don't think. But yeah, man. So never let them in. Shout out to Odaris Dahidi for that memory. We appreciate you rocking with us, man.
Very, very quickly, you said that everyone ran on the field and we were celebrating. Were you part of the celebration, or was you in hospital because you got injured?
No. See, when I played baseball, Kadeem, I was in the hospital when we won that. All right. But we won that game 1-0. And that was my run that came in. I was in the hospital for that one. But this one, I had broke my elbow and I was in a cast and I was on the sideline. So I was there for the game. And then, I celebrated with the team because I was part of the team.
Cool.
Don't try me, bro.
Okay, Devontae.
Oh, you know what? I do have to say this. We made the playoffs, and we lost in the playoffs, bro. And the team that beat us might have been Scott Lake back in the day. I can't remember them, but they beat us, and our offense gave up a fumble. Our offense gave up a fool. You know how bad that was? Like, yo, our defense still didn't give up points, and we're losing games. You know what I'm saying? And the just full transparency, we ended up losing that game by like 2 touchdowns, and someone eventually scored on us. They ended up scoring on us, but it was so deflating, bro.